Hello everybody, thank you for tuning in to another episode of NotAnalog.com. Today I'm looking at the Sony Xperia Ray, and as far as I know, it wasn't named after your best mate either. I checked, it's not. This is a small smartphone, let's be straight up. It's compact, it's really thin, it's quite light, it weighs only 100 grams. Let's go around the device. On the back, 8 megapixel camera, 8.1 sorry, with the flash. It's got a little microphone there for noise cancelling. You can see the speaker out here, volume rocker, 3.5mm jack, power button, micro USB on the side. At the bottom you can just see the microphone holes, and you'll see the 3.3 inch screen, front facing camera. It's got a Android back button, options, and the home button. You see that layout is very different. For anyone who's seen the Sony Xperia phones, they used to have these really hard to press buttons, and I think they've really improved it with this. So what I'll do is I'll flip the camera around and let's have a look at the software of the phone. Alright, so here is the Xperia Ray. You can see, if you've seen any of the Sony Ericsson phones before, they're really quite straightforward. They've got a different UI to what you're normally used to on an Android phone, but if I flick through the menus, you can see the quick access buttons. My battery is a little bit low. You can actually add these tiles for quick friend access to call, text, whatever you need to do. And obviously the usual clock widgets, the Google widget. I love a lot of the widgets that they do add. Sony just have some great little products here, like their music player, their little tool for scrolling through images, and some gallery access. And they've also got this little weather widget as well. You can change the theme, you can change the whole look and feel of it. And at the bottom, you've also got these buttons here. If I go into the menu, Contacts synchronizes with Facebook, email, Twitter, whatever you've got, and it also brings in their pictures as well. And if you go into somebody's profile, it'll show you their email address, things like Facebook photos you can see at the bottom, interests and things like that. And I think that's actually really cool, the way they've sort of brought in a lot of the social features as well. I think it's great. The browser, quite good. I mean, you have to keep in mind that you're on a smaller screen as well, which can be a bit bothering, but pinch to zoom works fine. So if you run it horizontally, it's not too bad, especially if you run it in horizontal mode, and you can always pan back in as well. Whoops, battery's low. But because of pinch to zoom, you kind of get past the whole screen issue. I don't think it's that bad. It could be a whole lot worse. I mean, the screen is very clear, ultra sharp, so you really don't get too upset by the screen size. The one part where you do notice screen issues, let me just go into my email real quick and compose an email message. You can see this on-screen keyboard here is horrible. It's like the old days of text messaging. So if I go in here, I have to sort of multiple tap to get to certain letters. However, if I turn it sideways, I get the full keyboard. I'm not very good on a touchscreen keyboard, but I'm not too bad using this. So it's actually quite good when you're in horizontal mode. In this mode, it's pretty old school, which I'm not a huge fan of. So moving back, let's have a quick look. I want to show you the gallery because I think the gallery is really cool. Certain things like taking your images, having a bit of a preview of what's in that folder, opening it up, picking an image. It's actually, the screen is so good. I just wish this really did it justice. It's just hard to explain. It's just so clear. If I go into the video, I think there's a video in here which I can sort of demonstrate. Let me have a look at this. It's so sharp. It's just so sharp. And the performance of this phone, by the way, is extremely good. There's just no lag, and you can see how this is working. It's brilliant. Oh, and by the way, the sound in this is just impressive. Just really impressive. I'm just going to go back again. Just to show you the camera. This is where one of my issues sort of lay with the Ray. Lay with the Ray, sorry. So what I do like is the features that Sony does add. They're quite good in the way that they've added a lot to it. It is an 8.1 megapixel camera. If you're doing a 16:9 shot, it goes to 6 megapixel. The scene detection is automatic, or you can choose smile detection and things like that. Really quite smart. Flipping the camera around is very easy. Flipping it back is obviously just as easy. You can do a timer. Here's an issue, the flash. It's like you turn the light on or you have the light off. There's no automatic flash based on what you're looking at, and that's the same for photo and video. What I like is here you can see the photos and video that you've already taken with the camera. So if I slide it across, I can do that, or I can just jump straight into the gallery as well. That's just an ugly picture of me. But otherwise it works well. The only issue is there's no camera button here or anything like that, so it really is just taking your photos that way. Which, if you're playing with your settings and you accidentally hit the wrong spot, that could be a problem. The other thing as well is sliding the menu across here. There's just a lot more features than an ordinary Android camera app, which I think is worth noting, especially because it's Sony technology and that's just the way they roll. Just at the bottom, a quick button to get back to home, but then it's down here in a physical button. That's a little odd. In here you can sort of rearrange your icons, and here is how you can choose how you want your icons displayed. Nothing too crazy there. Just going to go in the music. I like the music app for Sony. I think they just do a great job with it. And again, it's always fast. It's always responsive. And here you can just see different areas, folders, by album, artist, tracks. Simple. I really like the way that Sony build their media. I think they do such a good job. Scrolling through it, it's got a front-facing camera. However, when I go into Google Talk, I cannot make video calls. It is not a feature, and that is very disappointing. I hope it does get updated later on. Another part of social integration here is the Friends music and videos. So if somebody has shared a video on Facebook, it actually appears in here, which is really cool because you get quick access to click on them and start watching them. I think that's great. News and weather, which is typical of Android. Track ID, which is like Shazam. But it actually allows you to then buy through the Music Unlimited store and Video Unlimited. These are two features which I haven't seen before on Sony phones. It is using that Curiosity service which Sony's launched, and I think it's actually quite good. Going into, where am I going? Skype. Front-facing camera, guess what? It has the ability to do video calling. So I was a bit surprised to see that. I was glad because they've actually got a front-facing camera for a reason, but a bit surprised that it doesn't support Google Talk. So that's a bit disappointing, but otherwise it really is much of a muchness. I'm not going to be too disappointed. I can Skype call, that's fine. So overall, this phone is one really, really great powerhouse inside such a small little unit. I really like it. So let's switch back. All right, so that was the Xperia Ray. I'm quite a fan of the device. I've always liked the Sony Ericsson phones. I think that they build a quality handset, and I think that the extra features that Sony brings to Android is just so huge. You kind of forget that you're actually using an Android phone. The camera on the back, the screen, the Bravia technology that they embed into the phone always brings out this richness, which just excites me a lot. I think for such a small phone or such a small smartphone, it's just still packed with the usual features that you're used to seeing, and it still performs extremely well. I think for keyboard enthusiasts or people who need space because they might have big thumbs and things like that, the screen size will be an issue for them, but otherwise I think the design, the looks and the performance really shine through this phone. It's great. If it does suit certain people purely for the size. The things like iPhones and Sony Galaxies, Samsung Galaxies, sorry. They're so much bigger. It will bother some people, and some people will love it. So let me know if you love it, let me know if you hate it, and we'll speak soon. Thanks, bye.